events page of TaylorvilleDailyNews.com.
Your information station, WTIM.
Welcome in to WTIM, your information station. It's time now for the WTIM morning show. Thanks so much to the sponsors that make it possible: People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first, and Landmark of Taylorville, where you always do better with Landmark. In studio now we have Chuck Martin, the president of the Taylorville Kiwanis Club and the executive director of the Christian County Coal Mine Museum, if you know him from there. Chuck, how are you doing today?
I'm very well. I appreciate the plug. Thank you, Tim.
Absolutely.
It's nice to be here. You do a great job with your program. I want to get that up right away, and because you're just a tremendous asset to the community.
Thank you so much for saying that, Chuck. And
it's true.
Really makes my job easier around here, and I really appreciate having conversations like these. Let's talk about it. Getting right into it here. Kiwanis Club, a big Saturday for you guys here with this pancake and sausage breakfast. Talk to me about this.
Yeah, it's our biggest fundraiser of the year. It's at the Moose Lodge this Saturday from 6:30 to 11:30. We'll serve pancakes and sausage. And last year we served over 325 people. So it's a big deal. And the money that we raise, Tim, we designate that to our activities that help the children of the area. Kiwanis is big on helping children, and that's all the proceeds go to benefit area children of all ages.
Benefiting children and youth in the community. I almost have your guys' mission statement memorized in the back of my head here because
good.
It's a great mission that you guys have. Let's talk a little bit about what this will benefit with Coats for Kids, Taylorville, the Kiwanis Park out there. I mean, let's start with Coats for Kids. How important is that?
Oh, it's very important because what we try to do is rely on some community support in terms of identifying those who might need coats, hats, mittens, gloves in the wintertime. And then we take some money out of our treasury. We get some donations from the area businesses as well, and we buy coats for the children who might need them. We do it kind of quietly, but we make sure that if a needy child deserves warm clothing during the wintertime, we take care of that.
100%. And that's an effort that's easy to get behind there. Coats for Kids, especially moving towards the winter season. I'm sure those donations aren't too difficult to come by there. Are you working with any other organizations to distribute these coats to the kids?
Well, Bruce Blanchon is one of our Kiwanis members, and he's the chair of what we call Priority One, and it has a lot of the children's activities underneath that umbrella. And he's the executive director of the YMCA as well. Tremendous Kiwanis member and a great person. And he again quietly goes behind the scenes and identifies the needs, and then brings those needs to our board meeting, and we fund them to the extent that we can. And there's a significant need, unfortunately, for help for certain families, and we try to supply that need.
Without a doubt. We're talking about Coats for Kids, just one of the initiatives that is propped up here by the Kiwanis Club. Pancake and sausage breakfast happening this Saturday. Chuck, before we move any further on this, if I'm hearing this right now, I need to get tickets for this pancake and sausage breakfast. How can I get my hands on some?
Well, you're really good. Right, I appreciate that. The tickets are $8. We had to raise them 50 cents from last year due to some supply costs, but they can be purchased at the door the day of the event this Saturday, or in advance from any of our Kiwanis members, and specifically 3 of the businesses in the community: the Taylorville Community Credit Union, the People's Bank, and the Taylorville Chamber of Commerce all have tickets that you could purchase from them and or at the door. And we have drive up and take out orders as well. We give you the full deal.
Easy. It'll be easy to get your hands on some tickets out there. Thank you for laying those options out there for us. Getting back into what the pancake and sausage breakfast will help out. We talked Coats for Kids. The Kiwanis Park out there by the lake actually just recently went out there. It's super nice. There was just a recent cleanup too, I heard.
Yeah, it really is a great facility, and it's real peaceful. It's right on the water's edge at Lake Taylorville, not far from the Taylorville Veterans Memorial, which is also another tremendous asset for the community. Larry Kimner and Dwayne Stock, I need to mention them because they're the principal Kiwanis members who take care of the Kiwanis Park. But you're right, Tim. We did have a work day a couple of Saturdays ago, and there were 7 or 8 of Kiwanis members out there and a couple of Key Club members as well, Taylorville High School Key Club members. And we spruced it up. We're going to have a painting day. We're not sure when that's going to be, but it's soon. We're going to paint the restroom building and maybe some of the parts of the pavilions. We're not sure, but that's coming up as well. But it's open to the public. You can rent the facility, reserve the facility in advance. But a lot of people just go out there and enjoy nature.
Yeah.
It's really pretty.
It's a really, really good spot there. Once again, Kiwanis Club benefiting the children and youth, coats for kids. And of course, you can't forget about, a park out there. It's a beautiful park, really good time, really good way to spend a day. And we are speaking with Chuck Martin right now, president of the Kiwanis Club Pancake and Sausage Breakfast this Saturday. Let's talk some volunteers with the Kiwanis Club. Who's getting involved here, making the day possible?
It's really a all hands on deck sort of event. At the risk of leaving somebody out, it's difficult to name everyone, but I think that the last time I looked at the sign-up sheet, we had over 22 members signed up for at least 3 hours, and some of us have signed up for 6-hour shift because that's pretty much what we'll be at the Moose from 6 until noon for sure. But again, I mentioned Dwayne Stock and Larry Kimner. They're sort of the kitchen help. I mean, they prepare the food. They do all the work and fire up the grill and make sure that we've got plenty of supplies, etc. Reverend Dick Wamsley is an integral part of the activity as well. He usually handles the dining room tables, etc., and making sure that everybody gets their food in a timely fashion. I did find out this morning, though, that he injured his finger, so I'm not sure if he's going to be able to help us out on Saturday or not. But if he doesn't, he'll be sorely missed, but we'll figure it out. And then Will Perkins does a great job with the Taylorville Community Credit Union of making sure that we have adequate supplies, and he handles the drive-up orders with perfection. I mean, Will's just tremendous.
It's an important job right there.
It really is, and I'm sure I've skipped somebody here and there. Last year, I chaired the event, and I was first time in that role. Didn't quite understand all that had to be done, but I had a lot of help. And this year, Jeff Grimmett from People's Bank is our chair, and I've sat down with him 2 or 3 times to help him avoid the mistakes that I might have made last year. And I think he's ready to go. He lives in Waverly, so he's going to have to get up early, rise and shine, and get here. I told him to get plenty of sleep the night before because it's a strenuous and hectic 5 or 6 hours.
Sure, yeah.
It really is, because you want to make sure everything goes well.
Without a doubt. And we're talking this Saturday's Pancake and Sausage Breakfast with the Kiwanis Club. And it is at the Taylorville Moose Lodge. We got to make sure people know that out there.
That's right.
Taylorville Moose Lodge. We just learned about all the great volunteers that are making this possible. People might be hearing this right now saying, I want to become a Kiwanis member, maybe get involved in the future. And what's that process look like?
Well, that'd be great. We have 48 members, as I remember our roster. And as with any organization, about half of those members are, I'll say, active. We could always use some more members. We're one of only 2 service clubs remaining in the Taylorville area. The other one is the Optimus Club. They have their meetings in the morning. We have our meetings at noon on Tuesdays at the Moose Lodge, and the dues are about $400 a year, which sounds like a lot, but that gets you 50 lunches as well.
Oh gosh.
So if you come to the meeting, your lunch is paid for and it comes out of your dues. So and the food is pretty good. I have to give Moose credit; they've been really well. The food has been prepared properly and nourishing, etc. And it's a variety of foods. Everything's going well for the Kiwanis Club, I think, except we're all getting older. So we need some new blood like yourself. Come on now, Tim.
Back to the Kiwanis. I
There you go.
That's really awesome right there. I've been treated to a Kiwanis lunch before, and yeah, I can vouch that it's pretty delicious over there. It was pork chop lunch when I went. But that is really awesome. Chuck, you're in your 1-year term right now for president right now.
Halfway
done.
Halfway bill Bill Sally of Sally Funeral Homes is the president-elect. So I'll be turning things over to him in October. It's a great man and pillar of the community. So I think Kiwanis Club is going to be in good hands going forward.
Without a doubt. And that's all really great things to hear right there with Chuck Martin, the president of the Taylorville Kiwanis Club. We've been talking all about this Saturday's pancake and sausage breakfast from 6:30 to 11. Is that correct there, Chuck?
I think the sign says 11:30. I don't know who eats breakfast at 11:30, but if you're hungry and if it takes you a while to get up and get your jammies off and get in there, we'll be there 11:30.
Plenty of spots to grab tickets, and we will revisit those when we come back from this break. I'm Tim Zalabak, your host of the WTIM Morning Show. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back.
Your information station, WTIM.
As a state employee, you work hard to make Illinois a better place. At Health Alliance, we do too. It's our Illinois roots that set us apart. Our HMO plan for state of Illinois employees features the doctors and hospitals you know and trust. So whether you're a first responder in O'Fallon or a staffer in Springfield, Health Alliance is the obvious choice for your state employee coverage. Learn more at healthalliance.org/state of Illinois. The benefit choice period ends May 31st.
Radio gets results.
Miller Media Group Advertising works for Taylorville Estates. Here's Administrator Tony Clark.
In the past year, we have doubled our census. So that's been impacted mainly by the radio advertising. That is where we do the majority of our advertising. And our census definitely shows that it works. They lead us in the right direction for the season changing, and they anticipate our upcoming needs before we even have to tell them what they are. We've had consistent growth over the past 12 months. Like I said, we've doubled in our census, and that's been the first time in 43 months since prior to COVID that we've gotten to where now we have a waiting list for people to come. So advertising on the radio really does have an impact.
Whether you're getting a little older or just wanting to focus on your health a little more, you need the advantages of a primary care physician from Memorial Care. From detecting long-term illness to planning long-term wellness, our physicians are with you every step of the way. Make today the day you start thinking about tomorrow's health. Make an appointment and begin having regular checkups. Physicians in Decatur and Springfield are currently accepting new patients. Visit memorial.health for more information.
Christian County businesses now have another way to attract customers and promote their brand. The Miller Media Group's new 36 by 72 inch two-sided electronic sign is now live in front of our Park Street studios in Taylorville. We're offering businesses the opportunity of promoting themselves to the over 11,200 drivers a day that pass our studios. Reach out to your Miller Media Group account manager now to get on board with this digital electronic sign advertising opportunity.
With over 8 hours a day of agriculture programming weekdays and 2 hours on Saturdays, WTIM AM, FM, and online is your ag information station. Listen by tuning in on air or online, and listen to WTIM Ag podcasts anytime.
Over 50 years and 3 generations of legacy serve you at Dale Williams Trucking in Fillmore. From agriculture to road construction hauling, they do it all. Find out how they can help you. Click their icon above the weather on TaylorvilleDailyNews.com.
Your information station, WTIM.
Welcome back to WTIM, your information station. We are in the midst of the WTIM morning show with Chuck Martin, president of the Taylorville Kiwanis Club. We've been speaking all about this Saturday's pancake and sausage breakfast happening right at the Taylorville Moose Lodge, 6:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. We're going to stick on it because there are more things to be done at this pancake and sausage breakfast. This is a full day of fun. What else can we expect, Chuck?
It is a full day of fun, actually. We're going to have a 50-50 drawing as well. I forgot to mention that earlier. And last year, I remember Rich Payne won the 50-50 drawing and donated the money back to the club. So that was great. I hope you come again, Rich. And my wife runs the 50-50 drawing, so I have to give her a little plug. She's not a member, but she helps out. And as we have a lot of family members that will assist with this breakfast as well, even though they're not Kiwanis members as such. So that's something to look forward to.
Right.
And we do have help from the Taylorville High School Key Club 5 or 6 of them came last year, and even the Builders Club, which is the junior high version of the Key Club. Kiwanis sponsors both the Key Club at the high school level and the Builders Club at the junior high level. So they volunteer to help, and they bus tables and carry out the breakfast to the patrons. So, and that gives them a sense of responsibility. It allows them to interface with people they might not otherwise interface with, and get some good experience in serving the public.
Yeah, I was going to say that's just an easy service opportunity for those kids with the Key Club. I want to talk a little bit more about that Key Club in just a little bit here, because the supplying this pancake and sausage breakfast sounds pretty local. This is a good thing to talk about.
Thanks for that. It's almost 100% local. We buy all of our supplies from local businesses, especially Ron's Produce. We get a sausage from Ron's Produce. We were buying our sausage from Springfield until last year, and I changed that. And we like to support our area businesses. And also McDonald's, the Marty Davis family has been tremendous in support of this activity. They donate a lot of things that help us make the event successful. Larry Kimner, again, he tries to make sure he buys the pancake batter, the syrup, and anything else that he might need from Walmart and Kroger and Aldi. He spreads that around to make sure that everybody gets a chance to participate in this event. So it's a true community event, and it's very well supported by our community. So we're looking forward to a similar turnout that we had last year. I think we netted over $3,000, counting the monies we make from the breakfast and the donations that we received that day. So it's a big deal for us, and we appreciate WTIM giving us the opportunity to publicize our event. It helps it tremendously.
Yeah, absolutely. That is our pleasure there. And that's a lot of coats for kids in need right there at $3,000. It's a big return right there. And last year's pancake and sausage breakfast, they talked about the 50-50 and the localism of it all is just so important here, keeping it within the county. All just really cool things. Ron's Produce and the area businesses. I love the focus on really spreading out those funds. It's just so important. Heading back over to the high school's Key Club, which the Kiwanis Club is very closely they're sponsoring, which the Key Club. What is that an acronym? Key?
No, it's not so much an acronym. It's an offshoot of Kiwanis Club. Okay. Kiwanis started the Key Clubs, well, here in Taylorville. I was actually a charter member in 1968. I was a sophomore in high school when we first got the club started. I was president when I was a senior. But at that time, I mentioned to you off the air, at that time, Kiwanis did not allow women as members. So Key Club did not allow girls as members in the high school. Wow. Now it's almost the opposite at the Key Club. I was talking to Sophie Robinson, who's the current Key Club president, a couple of weeks ago, and she said they have 52 members at the Taylorville High School Key Club, and 40 of them are women.
Oh my goodness.
And only 12 men. Now, what I told her is those 12 young men are awfully smart. If you're going to spend if you're going to spend your time in an extracurricular activity, why not spend it with the preponderance of young ladies if you're red-blooded American boys of that age? So I think they're geniuses, those 12 kids, 12 boys.
It's a good ratio, and the progressiveness of the Key Club over there at Taylorville High School. I love to see it. President Sophie Robinson heading up things over there, and a huge turnaround the Key Club has made since you were president in 1968. That's
it's remarkable, and I think that change occurred in the mid 70s. I think Kiwanis finally saw the light and allowed ladies to join, and the Key Club followed suit shortly thereafter.
That's really cool.
But what they do as part of their charter is they're supposed to model the Kiwanis in terms of their serving the community, and we try to teach them civics, responsible government, and just being good caretakers of what American society has to offer. And I think that most of them their experiences are all positive. I mean, they do great things.
Yeah.
And quietly. And you mentioned service hours. I think that's a requirement. They have to have so many service hours as part of their studies as well. And so we give them plenty of opportunities to pitch in.
Yeah, that's really, really awesome. Talking Key Club over at the Taylorville High School, which the Kiwanis Club of Taylorville does sponsor. Chuck, we're in our last minute here. I want to wrap up this conversation with pancake and sausage breakfast. Anything else you might add?
I failed to mention Prairie Farms.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, phooey.
Big one.
Prairie Farms is big. They donate chocolate milk, white milk, orange juice, etc. And that's a real big part of our breakfast. And also as an enticement to those of you who might think, why do I want to have sausage and breakfast fixed by Kiwanis? Well, I have a money back guarantee. So if you don't like the food, all you have to do is tell me and I'll give you $1 back.
You heard it from Chuck right there, folks. That's Chuck
$1, not $8. It's $1.
Chuck, thank you so much for taking the time being here with us today.
Oh, it's fun to come see you and talk with you. And Kiwanis is a good group. And thank you very much. And come see us Saturday.
Yes, this Saturday, the Kiwanis Club pancake and sausage breakfast right at the Taylorville Moose Lodge. So many ways to get your hands on tickets out there. Call your local Kiwanis member if you know them, and that's one way to get your hands on some. But we thank Chuck Martin for coming in and breaking this all down with us today. I'm Tim Zalabak, your host of the WTIM Morning Show. Thanks so much to the sponsors that make the show possible: People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first, and Landmark of Taylorville, where you always do better with Landmark. You are listening to WTIM, your information station.
Your information station, WTIM.